Hi Internet, welcome to the Troyan YouTube channel. It is Thin Lizzy Thursday, and this week we're doing the random song. So that means next week is the audience vote, so make sure you vote in the poll. Should be out now. Um, we have so many Blackstar Riders songs left. I mean, there's a ton. How many Blackstar Riders songs do we have left? How many is that? Let me see. How many do we have left of just Blackstar Riders? No, 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 no. We have like 30 of the songs left are Blackstar Riders. Um, that's out of like 115. So that is a lot. And even though we did arguably the best Blackstar Rider song last week, I'm kind of getting burnt out on Blackstar Rider. So I'm just wondering, should I do like some marathon sessions just to like get them out of the way? Just to like go through the rest of the catalog? Should I like do a live stream session of Blackstar Riders? I don't know. I'm thinking about like because I don't want the end of Thin Lizzy Thursday to just me doing Blackstar Riders week after week, which might be what we end up getting today. So let me know. Maybe I'll do a separate poll about what you guys think I should do about Blackstar Riders. Um, but this week is the random song. I have no idea what we're getting. As far as the music that we're doing this week, we are going to be because I normally play like the weird video game music on here. Because it's usually not stricken for copyright. But I discovered a cool little channel called Seabass or Seabase Fiction, and basically this guy who takes like the Final Fantasy VII sound font and then does covers of like 60s, 70s, and 80s prog. So there's like Genesis, Supper's Ready. There's some Rush. There's some Yes on there. I told him that he needs to do Drama, the Yes album Drama with the sound font. But we're gonna enjoy some 21st Century Schizoid Man, and I'll actually link this in the comments and make sure to tag the channel. Um, but we're gonna listen to that while we figure out what Thin Lizzy song we're listening to this week. Yeah, so again, that was the cover of 21st Century Schizoid Man done by Seabase Fiction. They're almost at 1,000 subs. So if you like it, make sure you go check out the channel and all the stuff on there. I'll link to the channel in the description. So yeah, definitely cool stuff. Definitely down to shout out other interesting creators on the platform. Calling myself an interesting creator. Ha! But anyway, this week we've got Blackmail by Thin Lizzy, which is a demo. I don't know if I know this. All right, so according to the description here, the song was written by Phil Knight and recorded on 2/1/1978 at Good Earth Studio. This song was never used on any Lizzy release and turned up on Wild Horses' debut album in 1980. Oddly enough, Robertson, who played in Wild Horses, did not play on this version of Blackmail. So it's got Phil, Gary Moore, Scott Gorham, Brian Downey, so it's the Black Rose lineup. So I'm guessing this was a song he sort of gifted to Rabo, maybe as like a show of good faith. Um, yeah, so I'm definitely interested in this. So let's check it out and see how it sounds.
I told the pages from the book to hide the money I had took. Somebody said, hey, I won't tell. That's if you cut me in as well. It was blackmail. Well, there's a conscience, it can't fail. Blackmail. That's when your heart and soul sell. For a year or so, until the time came and I said no. A man came round and pulled a gun. I thought he'd kill me there just for fun. I said, now, hey fool, I'll repent, but I won't pay you one more cent. I'll pay my debt to society. I'll give the jury a guilty plea. It was blackmail. Well, there's a conscience, it can't fail. Blackmail. That's when your heart and soul sail. I had no choice. I've done something wrong, of course. And it was blackmail.
Yeah, I didn't bother pausing with this one because it's a demo that's been uploaded onto YouTube, so I feel less likely for a copyright strike on this one. If I did, that'd be incredible. I wouldn't even know how that would happen. Um, but man, like it's kind of wild to think that this was uploaded onto YouTube by Black Sabbath fan back in 2008 when I was in high school. Is kind of wild to think, just because YouTube in so many ways still feels like so fresh and new. And even though I had YouTube when I was in high school, it's still wild to see that date of like February 15th, 2008. I had not graduated high school yet. Just like that's just wild to me. Um, for me, the big memory of senior year of high school was seeing The Dark Knight 10 times in theaters with just a bunch of friends. Because, like, everyone who wanted to go, I just said yes to because I just love that movie so much. And I had enthusiasm up till time 7. And then once I got to time 7, I'm like, I'm good. I've seen this movie enough times. But then I was so close to triple digits, I just, like, willpowered the last few times. That's, like, the only movie I've really that's the most I've ever seen a movie in the theaters was The Dark Knight. No other movie comes close. I think I did see Frozen more times than The Dark Knight, but not necessarily in theaters. But anyway, Blackmail. It's a cool little tune. I think it's not necessarily. I mean, it's a demo, but it's a pretty decently strong demo. Like, there's nothing really wrong with it. It's decently hooky, but it's not one of the hookier Thin Lizzy songs. It's sort of like mid-range hookiness. Um, but it's as is the case with Thin Lizzy songs, sort of like an average rock song is really elevated by really good playing and really good lyricism. So like the song itself is just like it's like a kind of fine mid-tempo rocker, not anything really to write home about. Um, but the sense of groove you get from the rhythm section fills, great storyteller lyrics that, as always, paint a very interesting picture about a guy who's, being blackmailed, and the narrative that that brings about is, that's excellent. I think Gary adds a lot to the playing on this track, and just some really interesting guitar choices from him, and Scott is there too. But it's a really enjoyable little track. I'm not overly familiar with the Wild Horses album, so I don't know if I think I maybe like listened to it once. It was in one ear, out the other. But let's check out the Wild Horses version of Blackmail and see how it compares. While we're here, while we're in the neighborhood.
I tore the pages out the book to hide the money I had took. Somebody said, hey, I won't tell. That's if you cut me in as well. So it was blackmail. Where there's a conscience, it can't fail. It was blackmail. That's when your heart and soul's for sale. Blackmail. I paid the money for a year or so. Until the day came, I said no. I'm making round and put a gun. Look like it killed me just for fun.
Yeah, I mean, it basically, it's obviously it's very similar. I actually do prefer the demo. I think who is the vocalist in this band? Who is the vocals? Guitars. Is this Rabo? Who is the vocalist in this band? Okay. Looks like there's multiple vocalists. So would this be Jimmy Bain on vocals? If you know who's singing this track, all right. All right. All right. Vocals lead on 3 and 9. So that would not. Oh. Hmm. So according to Wikipedia, so this would be Brian Robertson on lead vocals, because this is track 3. But also, this track is listed as written by Jimmy Bain and Brian Robertson. So why would Thin Lizzy record a demo of a song that didn't have a writing credit from Phil? Or Wikipedia's got to be wrong, because it doesn't say that Phil wrote it. It says all songs by Jimmy Bain and Brian Robertson, except where noted. And Blackmail, track 3, it doesn't have an additional credit. But then Fly Away is listed as being by Bain and Phil Lynott. Yeah, I don't trust this. Yeah, I don't trust Wikipedia. Anyone who has a copy of the album, let me know where the writing credits are. Uh, and who the song is credited to, because that is definitely very interesting. But yeah, let's finish up this recording.
Cause I repent, and I will pay you 1 more cent. I pay my debt to society, and for the police a guilty plea. Cause it was blackmail. Where there's a conscience, it can't fail. It was blackmail. If they find out, I'll go to jail. Hey!
Yeah, so I mean, I think so. If that is Robbo singing, he definitely doesn't have nearly the charisma that Phil does as a vocalist. It's a giant gap, unfortunately. Um, but I do really like his lead playing on the track. I think his lead playing on this version was really excellent. And it just shows you, what a distinct lead player he was, where he has his own very unique sound, and it definitely, when you hear his leads on top of a Phil Lynott song, it sounds like Lizzy, even though this band is not Lizzy. You definitely hear the elements of the band sound in there. It sort of made me think because the things I liked best about the demo was like I liked some of Gary's playing on the demo, and I liked Robbo's playing on this version, and I thought, how wild would it be if there's a parallel universe where Scott was the one who ends up leaving Thin Lizzy, and then you have Robbo and Gary Moore, and then it made me think about like all the different like weird combinations you could make with Thin Lizzy of like lineups that never existed. So like, what if Eric Bell stayed in the band, but then they added an extra player, so you had Eric and Scott, or what if you had a Snowy White John Sykes lineup? Just all these weird different combinations that really, like, I had never thought about this once before in my life, but listening to these songs back to back made me think about that. So I'm going to ask this in the questions. What do you think would be the most interesting dual Lizzy guitar lineup that we never got? And you can ignore the giant jam sessions of the Rocker on the farewell tour. Like, what would be the Thin Lizzy combo that we never got that you would have liked to have heard? I don't know. I'm interested to see what people end up picking. Will people pick like Robbo Moore, or I'm suspecting maybe like Robbo Sykes might be popular. So definitely curious what you guys would pick as your dream Lizzy lineup. Um, as one that doesn't exist. Like obviously people have their preferences towards like the classic lineup, or some people like the Eric Bell era. But definitely curious as like which one would you be most interested in listening to and checking out in the alternate universe timeline. But now comes the part where we rank it. So, close out of this. And I am adding a fly away to the spreadsheet just in case that actually is a line at co-write. No, that's not what I wanted. All right. Blackmail. I mean, it's solid. I wouldn't say it's a classic or essential Lizzy song, but certainly not bad. Okay, I think I think Opium Trail is better, and they're kind of similar. So unfortunately, I do have to pull up Cold War Love to see if it's better than Cold War Love. All right, let's see if it's better.
Where is the woman that I love? Send out the ravens before the doves. Don't tell my father, my mother, my daughter, my son. Where is the woman that I love? Where is the woman that I love? Where is the woman that I love? When all is said and all is done. Don't tell my father, my mother, my daughter, my son. Where is the woman that I love? 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 Why don't you come back to the war? Why don't you come back and even the score? Why don't you come back to the war? 'Cause I believe that what we got is worth fighting for.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I do think Cold War Glove is actually a better song. So I'm gonna stick it there. I think Cold War Love just like I'm so not a fan of that title and just screams really lame. But like actually listen to the song, like it's pretty decent. It's all right. Um, so yeah, that's where I'm gonna stick Blackmail on the list. If you disagree, let me know in the comments below, and make sure you guys check out Seabase Fiction. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're interested in that kind of stuff, and make sure you vote in the poll for next week's song. All right, I'll see you in the comments. Bye, everyone.